Something I know I'm guilty of, and I'm probably sure a good proportion of you are too, is that I spend so long sort of looking deeply into certain situations and trying to find the more complex meaning behind it that I miss the obvious. The clear answer I'm completely oblivious to, and I just am so wrapped up in secondary meanings and ulterior definitions that I'm completely blind to what is clearly the answer in front of me, be it to small things like questions and like problem solving, to big things like situations I'm in, or like serious situations, or like what's the word, solving like serious qualms and like philosophical questions to an extent. And it's one of the things I'm definitely sort of a poor trait of mine, is that I get too wrapped up into the spiraling thought of trying to dissect and take apart to find the core and that central answer, when an answer right on the outskirts will suffice. I'm trying to find different ways to sort of combat this overthinking type, like overanalyzing, and I haven't got anything that I know for certain like works every time, like no tips or tricks or anything that like one fix all. But I think it's just I just want to say, before you get into that situation, or like before, when you're in a situation, you know it's the type that you will go too deeply into if you allow yourself take just some time to scan it, like just skim over the situation and just see if you have anything blatantly obvious, like, because there is so much on the surface layer of things. Regardless of what it is, there's always much more than we think there is on the surface, and of course there's going to be more the deeper you get into something, but there is so much on the surface of everything. It's like you can dig down, yeah, and you'll find the rocks and the ore, whatever there may be underground, but in the dirt there's all them vitamins and minerals. There's so much more than just soil. So before you dig into things, check that initial layer, because you might waste all your time because you've missed something that was blatant and obvious right from the beginning. I most frequently and more commonly than I wish to have this problem with it's not serious issues, but like they're not absolutely unimportant, like slightly on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not important at all, 10 being like literally life or death. It's 5.5 type situations. I get so wrapped up. These are definitely like the biggest contender of what I tend to overanalyze and go too deep in. So those are my focus for just checking the surface before I dig in, because hopefully it will save me time, mental effort, and just freedom, because I don't want to throw it all away, because it can be really restricting when you spend so long trying to solve a problem that is already solved if you just open your eyes and see that the answer's staring right back at you. So just don't go straight for the centre of it. It's like, what is it? Is it Occam's razor? It might not be Occam's razor. The simple answer is always the better. So try that before, and even if it doesn't work, you've given it a try. What's the fault in trying? And if it's a problem with someone and you try that top level solution, they're like, oh, that's not the right solution, obviously. Well, I mean, and they get annoyed at you for suggesting what you suggested from that top, then that's their own fault, because if we weren't going deep into the situation, the top level is going to be the first you would check instinctively if you don't. So yeah, this is a bit disorientated, because I am a bit disorientated right now, kind of dizzy. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this and express this kind of event type thing here, because it's something I'm very often guilty of myself. Like, I do go too deep into so many things. So that's just this. Okay. before you go in, check that you're not missing anything. Also, it applies to unproblematic things, like it is just a generally good thing to check before you start something seriously.